Okay, so what we're going to do is go through the steps of how to switch over your switch over your theme from whatever theme you signed up with to the motif theme, and then we'll do a little bit of tour from there. So this is just to take us through what it's like to log in. So you arrive at WordPress.com, and instead of creating a website, what we're going to do is log in. And I just went ahead and copied all this. Copy. Paste. So you're going to go ahead and use your the email that you used when you created the account, and then you're going to use the password that you've crafted and log in. Okay, so when you log in, you always arrive on the reader of the blue dashboard, and in order for us to change themes, there's actually a couple ways. Since we have the two dashboards, we have two different ways of accessing the customizer. Either way gets you to the same place, so it really doesn't matter. So, but from the reader, we can't access the customizer, so we need to click on My Site and scroll down to the Look and Feel and click on Customize. Okay, the customizer is actually a pretty cool thing that WordPress has invented, and what it is that there's a sidebar of lots of options available to you to interface with, to make selections for fonts and header images, to upload, and widgets, and assignment of whether you have a front page or a blog page, and whatever other options might be available to you. This all occurs on the left-hand side, all the options do, and then whatever options you select, you actually see WordPress will update your site, a preview of your site with those selections on the right, so you can actually have a fairly immediate experience in customizing your site in this customizer interface. So all we need to do in order to change the theme of the website, the selection of the theme, is to go to this second bar from the very top, and you'll notice that it tells you what theme has been loaded. In my case, I clicked on the Eden theme, but we want to change it. So in order to change it, you click on the Change button. When you click on the Change button, what WordPress does is actually give you a long scroll of previews or thumbnails of many, or if not all of the themes available to you in WordPress. I am going to have everybody not select their own themes at this stage. What I'd like everybody to do instead is to load the motif theme and have this be the active theme of your site, so that as we learn WordPress together for the first couple of weeks at least, we'll have a common context to learn. A lot of these themes are different, and they all bring in their own kind of bells and whistles, and it gets very confusing if we all are on different themes. So what we're going to do is change our theme from Eden to Motif. So the first thing you're going to do is type in Motif in this field, which is the Search Themes field. And then you'll notice that pretty soon after you're going to see this square thumbnail, which is the motif theme and sort of a thumbnail of the motif design. What we're going to do is click on the Preview button, and now our site is going to switch over to fairly basic looking layout, which is the motif theme. And don't worry, because you'll be able to modify all of this to make it look fairly handsome. It's telling us we're now previewing the theme of motif, and we're happy with that. So all we need to do is come up here to Save and Activate, and it now showcases our full site using the motif theme. Now, all WordPress sites or WordPress.com sites showcase which theme is being used. If you just scroll down to the very bottom of any page, you'll see right at the very bottom the statement of which theme is being used. So there's the motif theme right there. And we're going to learn more about the motif theme in class. But here is the start of your site rendered in the motif theme. So one of the first things you might notice is that there's actually a title and a subtitle, or what's called a tagline here. So I'm going to show you how to set that up for your own site. So what we need to do again is go access the customizer and make the changes there. So I am going to hover over my site and then scroll down, and here's the word customize. So I'm going to click on that, and that's going to load the exact same customizer interface as we had before. This time, however, instead of motif, which is fine, we're going to come down to site title, tagline, and logo. Now, when WordPress starts off right off the bat, Fancy Socks site, you're going to see your web domain, the domain name that you came up with, kind of all scrunched together right there, and more than likely you'll see a blank tagline. Okay, this is the default start of all WordPress sites, and in order to make this look a little bit more human, what we need to do is revise it. So this top line is actually called the site title, and all you have to do, you can either reformat it so it looks like a set of words, or you can actually change it if you want. So it just so happens I'm going to choose to mock or to utilize the exact same words I used in my domain name as my site title. So I'm just going to make it, oops, that's not what I meant to do. What I'm going to do is come to the site title, select and delete, and if you notice in the preview, it immediately updates the page to showcase any of your revisions. Now I'm going to Fancy Sock Site. Actually, I think I have the word socks. Okay, so now I've got this title just as I have it here. And the tagline I'm going to invent, I'll just go ahead and say, for all those who are sock fanciers. Okay. Now, I've noticed sometimes when you type it in here, you don't see it rendered. Don't worry, because once you save and publish, you will see it come forward. Sometimes it's a connection issue. Okay, so I have just made these revisions. In order for them to stick, all I need to do is click on this Save and Publish. And I guess it's saved. I usually see a little bit of a confirmation. Okay, so we'll go in another video and another kind of lecture. You'll see how to modify the site for your header and all that good stuff. But for now, this looks pretty good. So in order to leave the customizer, I can leave it all together by clicking on the X, or I can just leave the site tagline segment, which is just this back button. Once I click on that back button, it gives me all of the other options available to me to make changes to background colors and fonts, which you can all play around with. At this point, don't access the widgets yet. That's a lot. That's a big lecture a little bit later. And certainly don't mess around with the static front page yet. Just these top couple of line items will be pretty easy for you to interface initially with, and we'll talk about that in class.